congratulations.
Thank you.
Great job in this movie. Did a great job.
Yes.
Were you aware of the story when it became a national story in '09?
Yeah, I mean, I remember from my Facebook and YouTube, and I remember seeing the video and being, very moved by it. Feeling like I wanted to do something, but feeling very helpless. Like there was nothing I could really do at the time to really help. So 4 years later, when this project comes around, it's I felt a certain responsibility to play this role and to get that story told and out there so people can really kind of see what kind of person he was, Oscar, see what kind of person Oscar was.
Right. I spoke to Ryan earlier,
Okay.
and he mentioned that at the time, and I'm not sure about now, but Oscar was being portrayed by two group of people. One is they portray him as this thug, gangster, really bad guy. The other group portray him as a saint. How would you portray him? How would you define Oscar Grant after you got a chance to know him and research and all that?
I think Oscar was a guy who's trying. I think, at that age of 22, you think you know everything. You think you got it all figured out. That's supposed to be the age where you make mistakes and you experiment and you try things, and it may not be the right thing. And you might make some bad decisions, some bad choices, but that's life. You're supposed to mature as you get older, and you're supposed to look back at those experiences and take those lessons and apply them to your life at that moment. Unfortunately, Oscar didn't have that opportunity to go through that process. His life was taken before he got a chance to even grow. And I think that's very unfortunate. So, the people want to, sometimes, like you said, when you're involved, you get polarized. You become, every bad decision that you ever made in your life, or you become this perfect person. But that's all being judged by people that don't know him, that's never met him, that's never spent any time with him before. So with this film, it's like you get a chance to spend an entire day with him. And I just met you, but I could probably, from sun up to sundown, going throughout your daily routine, who you interact with, I can probably get a pretty good idea of who you are as a person and your character. And I think that's what we wanted to do with this film.
And you did talk to Oscar's mom.
Yes.
And did she share with you some of Oscar's favorite food, favorite music, all Oscar's personal things?
No, it was more or less me listening and kind of what she had to say about just stories. Yeah. I just listened a lot, whatever she had to say, because it was very, at first it was very, not standoffish, but I'm this guy from, LA coming up there trying to, do this movie, and shoot this movie on her son, and it's just that process of making them feel comfortable and trusting us with his life and his story. His girlfriend Sofina and Tatiana, got a chance to spend time with them and all of his best friends, and she kind of told us about me and Melanie Diaz, who plays Sofina in the film, about their relationship and how they treated one another, how they were best friends, their ups and downs, what they were around right around that time, and stuff like that. So that was very helpful. And his best friends, same thing with them. Everybody had a different story about Oscar, and what you kind of came to realize is that he was a different person around everybody, and he was a social chameleon. He blended in with different groups, easily. And I think that's something that we really wanted to show in the film too, the layers of who he was around certain people.
Great job.
Thank
you
you.
so much. Always great to see you on big screen, and you did a great job once again for this movie. And I imagine you probably had a couple of talks and conversations with Oscar's mom.
I did.
Did you learn anything from her?
I learned those things that are intangible, because everything I kind of, needed to know about her son was presented to me, in research that the director provided, and, stuff that I gleaned from the internet. But there's something different when you meet the person that you're portraying, and she is really, really quiet and reserved and really strong and regal, very poised, but very warm and friendly. And I just felt very relieved, like, oh, because you have so many nerves when you're about to meet someone and you're thinking, do they think that I can play them? Oh my God, yeah, all of these crazy things that, you know, the actor brain is speaking to you. But
Right,
she
right.
kind of allayed all of that when I met her.
When you say that she was very quiet, reserved, but at the same time very friendly, is that always like that's who she is and that's how she always treated Oscar when he was still alive? Is that she was stern with him, but she loved him unconditional, but she has to be firm with him? Because the scene in the movie when she went to visit him in jail, I mean, you know that she loves him dearly, but she has to put her foot down. Otherwise, he doesn't know where and when to stop.
Well, honestly, I can't speak to her rearing of him. I can only tell you what I observed of her. But I think that what we saw in the film comes from a place of, I can't allow this behavior to continue,
Yes.
because then I'm enabling it. And she's a very strong woman that you have to applaud, because when you love something so much, sometimes you have to set it free and allow it to soar or, you know, hit the ground, but, you know, gain strength in its own wings. And that's what I found remarkable about her, that she was able to do that. And sometimes tough love is what we need, isn't it?
And what I like about the relationship between her and her son Oscar is that he was a really good son. He listens to her, but he won't say, okay, I'll listen to mom, you know, but he'll do it as soon as she mentions something. Oh, do you listen? Are you using your headset, you know, or, oh, okay, take the BART on. So he is truly, I thought he was such a great son, and he loves her dearly. And I noticed, and please fix me if I'm wrong, is that very common in the African American cultures that the boys, they love their mom dearly, they respect the mom and the grandmother. The relationship is so tight and so strong versus the son's relationship with the fathers.
Well, you know, I honestly, I can't really speak to that as a whole. I can tell you what I experienced in my life. I think it goes beyond young African American men. There's a deference that one pays to their parents. And my mother was, I was raised in a single family. She was my mother and my father. So there was a bit of deference that you paid, you know, to your caregiver. And she was all of those things to me. So I unfortunately can't speak to how that applies to Oscar, by only what I can tell you that is depicted in the film. Yes, he was very in tune to his mom, and she definitely was a guiding force in his life. But people are also their own individuals, and they have to make their own mistakes so that they can learn from them. So while she did provide a structure, he, you know, had to navigate in his own way. And I think eventually would have found his way back, because he had made the decision to change his life. You know, would he have been successful? We'll never know at this point.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank
Great
you.
job.